This is Newcap News with Nicole Stilger.
Well, it's well known Lloydminster's wastewater treatment plant project is a need for the city. With the budget up in the air, a deadline to get something done is approaching. Now, as the federal and provincial governments are doling out funding for infrastructure projects across the country, the city of Lloydminster is looking for a piece. Adam MacVicker reports.
We are working on it, and we are working on it diligently. It's a process.
Lloydminster's wastewater woes have been a prominent issue as of late, coming to the forefront during the 2016 election campaign. But now the city is taking steps to get the cash to pay for it.
We're asking for a significant chunk of change, and that will come out at council meeting during discussions.
Lloydminster City Council is expected to approve their application to the Clean Water and Wastewater Fund from Infrastructure Canada. The ask, 2/3 of the project's cost from the provincial and federal governments. This after $38.6 million was announced to fund 28 projects across Saskatchewan.
They're aware it's coming. They understand our need, and we'll be working diligently at both the provincial and federal level to ensure they understand our needs.
The project, estimated to be $80 million, has a deadline of completion on July 1st set by the Water Security Agency.
Now, does it look like they're going to meet that deadline? No, but what we look for and want to see is progress and some movement or motion towards gaining compliance.
Once the finances are worked out, the city says they plan to request an extension.
Once we are prepared and say, okay, we believe this is a very reasonable timeline, give ourselves a little grace period, as which I think people would expect, we'll ask the ministry and the minister for that extension.
The WSA says an upgrade is necessary for the border city.
Currently, they have exceedances there and the treatment process is inadequate. So that's why there's a need for an upgrade. So that factors in a number of things. Age, obviously, infrastructure is one thing, and that's common across the province. And then what's coming into that plant and how it treats it and comes out.
The Water Security Agency say they've been working with the city of Lloydminster on this project since 2014. They also tell Newcap News that engineering and design on the project are nearly complete. Now, there's no word yet on when shovels will be in the ground, but a lot of that timeline rides on the 2017 municipal budget and whether this funding gets approved. Reporting from City Hall, Adam MacVicker, Newcap News.
The Lloydminster Rescue Squad is starting off the new year in a new home. Angie Mellon has more on the benefits of the big move.
The Lloydminster Rescue Squad is now settling into their new location in the Britannia Fire Hal, a location they say works well for them.
Our new location is going to be great. The accessibility to this location is good. Easy access coming from the east and the south and the north, so it's going to be a good location.
The decision to move came down to a matter of finances.
Well, at the end of the day, the cost factor was a huge decision point, and the RM of Britannia made us a pretty good offer, so we decided to, at the end of the day, to accept that offer.
Along with their new location, the Lloydminster Rescue Squad also received a donation from 100 Men Lloydminster, which allowed them to purchase some new equipment.
We have purchased a portable tool called the Combi Tool, made from Amcus, and that tool will give us the capability to go down into ditches or to provide the portability that if we have to go in the bush for a plane crash or something, ATV rollover, something like that, that we have the equipment.
Angie Mellon, Newcap News.
The Lloydminster Men's Shelter is now in the middle of their biggest fundraising drive, Coldest Night of the Year. The annual event raises money for homeless shelters across Canada. Josh Ryan has more.
At the tail end of one of the coldest weeks of this winter, the Lloydminster Men's Shelter's biggest fundraiser, Coldest Night of the Year, is in the early stages of fundraising.
It helps us focus and keep us working on the same program, working toward the same goal year after year.
It's the 5th year Lloydminster has participated in the nationwide event, where 15 to 20 teams will walk either 2, 5, or 10 kilometers on February 25th in support of funding for homeless shelters.
We're now over 200 organizations strong that will be out all on the same day, walking for the same purpose.
The need for having sanctuaries for those less fortunate during winter months is on the forefront of people's minds in Lloydminster after 2 years of economic downturn.
I think it's really important that we contribute as much as we can to help people to have a safe place to go to if they don't have a home right now. And that's a reality that a lot of families face, especially in Alberta with the economic downturn.
This past week was vicious, brutally cold, and it really does make us aware of what we need to be doing.
A new feature for people participating in the walk is the events app.
It shows you the organization, like where it's taking place, the time and the dates. There's a calendar, and then there's messaging so that you can talk to other people that are involved in the walk with you.
The goal for the men's shelter is $20,000, and Grace says despite tough economic times, she's optimistic.
It fluctuates a bit, and it will with the economy, and those are things that we have to work through as an organization.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Volunteers with Coca's Promise, a dog rehabilitation and rescue organization, are reaching out to the public, saying they're in need of more foster homes. Since July 2011, Coca's Promise has been rescuing dogs and recently cats in the community and providing them with foster homes until they are adopted. But because of the cold weather and a new litter of 10 puppies, the need for foster homes is greater than ever.
The great thing about foster homes is that the animals are getting socialized and they're getting used to being in a family environment and learning how to be a valued family member indoors.
Through fundraisers and donations, Coca's Promise provides all the basic needs, putting animals through medical care, obedience classes, kennel training, and giving them collars with tags. Headon says that preparing the animals for their potential adoption homes can actually take so little.
Really, all you need to do is love them, do a bit of training, and provide a shelter for them, or like a couch to crash on, really.
If you're interested in fostering or need more information on each animal, you can visit their Facebook page. And there are several chances to celebrate Ukrainian New Year's this weekend, and a special event is planned at a local exhibit promoting Canada's 150th birthday. Heather Clagus has the details in this week's What's Happening.
Saturday night, you can ring in the new year. It's Ukrainian New Year, and there's a couple of celebrations taking place in our area. In Lloydminster, the Lloydminster Malonka dancers are hosting a huge party. It's going to be over at the Lloyd X grounds. And if you're in Vermilion, there's going to be a party at the Vermilion Regional Center. There's going to be a performance, then supper, then a dance to follow. There's still a few tickets available for both events if you want to head out and ring in the new year on Saturday night. Coming up on Wednesday night, you've got a chance to head out to the Canada First Impressions Gala. It's at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Centre, and it's your chance to get an exclusive viewing of an exhibit they've got right now, Canada Day 1, and it features pieces straight from Pier 21 in Halifax, all about people coming to Canada, what their first days were like when they came to this beautiful country of ours. It's going to be a really neat opportunity to check out this exhibit, plus they're going to have some appetizers and wines of the world as well. Get your ticket now for this great night coming up on Wednesday. It's winter, and if you're feeling blue and lonesome, you're not alone. The Rolling Stones are too, and they want to help you through it by giving you a chance to win a copy of their latest album. It includes the hits Just Your Fool and the title track as well. And we hear they've gone back to playing a little bit of blues. So you've got a chance to win this really easily. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontest@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. And coming up next Friday night, it's Hey Clandonald. It's going to be a great evening with supper, an agricultural speaker, then some entertainment as well. You can pick up your tickets in advance in Clandonald. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Clagus, and that's what's happening.
The Lakeland College men's basketball team is turning heads in the ACAC North Division. The team is in third place with an opportunity to move up, and a recent addition should help them achieve their goal of a provincial championship. Toronto native Jonathan Sappleton made his debut with the team Friday against King's University and instantly helped the team defensively, but that's not the only area of the game he can help.
To facilitate the offense, get guys in the right spots, keep guys on the same page, and just help lead whatever way possible, just help win a championship. That's our goal.
His energy on the court is evident, and according to head coach Sheray, it's affecting other players.
practices are a whole lot better with him out there because he's pushing Terrell's pushing him, and that goes the same with the other guys. They're all competitive. They all could start. They all want to start. They all want to play well, and the most important thing is they're all looking for each other.
The transition from Toronto to Lloydminster may seem challenging, but the point guard's adjusting well and is enjoying his experience with his new teammates.
Well, it's been great. We're just trying to find a chemistry right now because we have a few guys coming back from injuries and things like that. So we're just working extremely hard each and every day to just get to where we want to get to.
And the AJHL's trade deadline has come and gone, and the Lloydminster Bobcats added some depth on their blue line, courtesy of BC. The team acquired Jake Keremidschieff from the Cowichan Valley Capitals of the BCHL in exchange for future considerations. The Surrey, BC native provided his thoughts on the trade.
I talked to Lloyd a little bit last year, and no, it's a great program, and I knew Jeremy, he's a buddy of mine. I played on his team last year, and I was really excited.
Keremidschieff played his first game in a Bobcats uniform Wednesday before joining Cowichan. The 5'10" defenseman played in the Delta Hockey Academy prep system, and Bobcats management likes what he brings to the ice.
The biggest thing is he can skate, he competes in the D zone. He's not the biggest guy, but he competes, right? He's going to win, he's going to battle. And he moves pucks, he makes the smart plays, and I thought he did that tonight. Obviously, yeah, you have a few mistakes here and there, but you can live with that, right? He's trying to make plays, and that's what I want. He's a leader back there. He won a championship out in BC in Midget Prep League. He's a winner. He gets it, and, he'll just get better and better for us.
Well, Lloydminster is well known for being an oil town, but with people beginning to move away from oil-related products, it may start to be known as something different. Lance Phillips has the story about one man's move into another industry that isn't going away anytime soon.
For oil workers, 2014 was an incredible year. Oil was booming, with prices over $100 a barrel. It was so good, the province of Alberta added almost 64,000 positions in the industry. However, by the start of 2015, oil had dropped to $53 a barrel, and by the end of the year, the province had a net loss of nearly 20,000 jobs. It was the worst year for job loss since the 1982 recession, and it left many people scrambling for ways to make payments for cars, trucks, and homes. While some people sat and waited for the industry to turn around, others worked hard to supplement their income. One of those people is Ryan Martin. His entrepreneurial spirit allowed him to find a way to make some extra money through a game he loves.
A friend of mine, Catlin Snyder, approached me and him about this stick fixing concept. It's completely diversified from the oil field, right? So when spring breakup comes along and I'm not working, I can supplement my income and with fixing sticks. So that, and it keeps us, or gets us back in the game from the years when a guy played.
Many players believe that when a stick is broken, it's finished and can't be repaired. Ryan was also one of those people.
I was kind of skeptical until I seen these sticks, tried them out and realized these are legit, their functionality of them is essentially the same as a new stick. So right away I was sold on it.
Ryan went through a 5-day training program in Calgary. Cliff Hendrickson, a man who began fixing composite rackets in the late 70s, fixed his first composite hockey stick in 2003 and has perfected the technique, sharing his wisdom with Ryan.
To see what his product was compared to our first couple. And I mean, our functionality of our stick was where it needed to be, 100%. It's just the cosmetics of it. It might have been a little bump on it or something, or just not what we wanted. We wanted you to be able to look at the stick and not be able to tell where the fix has happened.
Before the stick reaches final product, it has to go through a very specific repair procedure. And that procedure begins here, at the Pro Ed Skate Shop at the Service Center, where Ryan's father, Jerry, will take anyone's broken stick off their hands, and once he gets it into Ryan's hands, it will begin the first stage of the process.
So essentially we get a broken stick in, and we align it with a special type of glue.
From here, it goes to his grinding shed, where layers are removed for the next stage.
Once we have a nice grind, uniform grind on it, we basically rebuild the stick at the break point using this material.
The material is a composite fiber, the exact material composite sticks are crafted from. Utilizing a proprietary gluing procedure, the sticks are wrapped and prepped for the next stage.
When we get it to that point, then we put it in a mold, and then we got to put it in an oven and let it bake for a certain period of time. From there, we pull it off, pull the molds off, and we gotta, basically this is what it comes out of the oven like. At this point, the functionality is where it needs to be. So then from there, it goes into the sanding and painting, and when that's done, essentially this is what you get.
Other than a paint difference, the stick feels and performs like new. The real test is whether people using it can tell the difference.
The more we get out, the quicker people are going to realize that the product is great. It's essentially, they're not going to be able to tell the difference between our fixed sticks and a brand new stick.
And if a stick breaks, the difference in price between purchasing a new stick or repairing the old is substantial.
We're going after the sticks that you're going to pay, the top end sticks, that you're going to pay $300, $320 off the shelf. That's what we're fixing. That's where you're getting a deal out of. Somebody buys a $320 stick, they break it, bring it in, we'll fix it for $70.
Ryan isn't alone on this stick fixing journey. He also has a growing family to provide for. But how does his wife feel about his new business venture?
Most of the time it's good, out of my hair. He always really enjoyed hockey, so he's really glad to be able to do something to keep in it, stay in it, get involved with other people who play hockey, and the kids love it, so.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of fun to do actually. Like I've always kind of been a hands-on type of guy. I work in construction and in the oil patch and whatever else. So to be able to work basically with your hands and fix things, it's quite a bit of fun. I think the funnest part, or the best part of it for me in Catlin, is when we get the stick to the final product ready for sale, and just it's a good feeling. You can sit there and admire your work.
And this is key. Not only does Ryan benefit from his home-based business, but so do his customers. And not because they get a new stick, but rather because he takes great pride in and loves his work. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.